In this video, I'm going to share with you some thoughts on how to protect yourself from the sun when you're camping, backpacking, hiking, climbing, and adventuring in the outdoors. Even though we need the sun for literally everything, if the sun went away, we'd be all frozen permanently. It would be over. But when you're outdoors, and especially in the snow and in the winter, this is unexpected. I've literally burned the insides of my nostrils, the roof of my mouth, and the bottom of my chin in the winter. That's right, because the sun reflects off snow up to 98% in Antarctica. I mean, it is crazy extreme. But I'm going to give you several different systems on how to protect yourself from the sun so you don't get burned and you still have a good time outdoors. The very first way to go is, well, if you've got long hair, which is definitely not me, you can protect yourself, ladies who wear their hair long or guys who wear their hair long. You can protect your neck pretty darn easy. That's a great way to start off to protect yourself from the sun. If you happen to be like me, very formal in a button-down front collar shirt, there's a secret reason that I wear this, because I can flip up this collar. Ooh, check that out. I look like the 80s. I could put that collar up between the collar, and if I flip my hat backwards, I can almost completely cover my neck and protect it from the sun when I'm walking this way and the sun is blazing behind me. That makes a big, big difference in my experience. Now, one of the keys that you want to take care of is to make sure to keep the sun off your face, your nose, out of your eyes, protect your ears and your neck. One of the challenges is the first thing we all reach for is the ball cap. Classic, perfect, glorious, keeps the sun off your face, looks pretty cool, looks like you know what you're doing. Uh-oh, yeah, the ears are exposed. Dang. I've seen a lot of burned ears and I've seen a lot of burned necks, rednecks, absolutely. It all sounds funny, but 25, 30 years later, oh, I love getting cooked by the sun, and then you get the dots of skin cancer all around. Yeah, believe me, it's not just the sunburn today that makes you feel bad and it tortures your skin. 20 years down the road, believe me, you're going to wish you want to have done something about that. And of course, the first line of defense is some sort of sunscreen, sunblock, whatever you want to use. Whether it's a spray-on type and you wipe that bad boy on, or the lotion, you blorp it on your hands and you smear it all around, or the sticks. I love the sticks so I don't have to touch anything, because when you get your little mitts greasy and you touch all your gear, that is a big problem. So whatever system you use, for sunscreen, make sure you cover every exposed part of your body. Even if you pull your sleeves up and you rub this on, boy, oh boy. And by the way, at the end of the video, I'm going to give you a story of some guy that suffered and got stuck on the summit of a faraway mountain and almost got left, I wouldn't say to die, but one of my climbing buddies, he had a terrible time with a sun problem. So I'll explain that at the very end of the video, so stay tuned for that. But the sunscreen in some form or fashion slathered on your face. I know you look attractive with that beautiful bronze look, but 20, 30 years down the line when you're all wrinkly and you look ancient and you got the 5th skin cancer treatment, believe me, that's a problem. So what do you do if the ball cap isn't cutting it? Well, the boonies hats are super nice. I went to these years ago. Geez, my head's huge. It's not fitting in here very well. The boonies hats are great. They look a little kind of funky, but kind of slick, because they cover the back of your head, they cover your face, they cover your ears. When it's gotten cold, I've literally wrapped my hat around me, and I've used this as actually a warmth layer. It's not a super effective warmth layer, but boy, believe me, this is really nice. When I first learned backpacking in the Sierras, I would always bring the ball cap, but then I would go on a switchback. Oh gosh, I'm getting cooked back there. Go another 300, 400 feet or 100 meters, and I turn around again. Oh, I got to turn the hat back and forth. That got really, really annoying. So I went to the boonies hat, and it pretty much solved all my problems. I could just wear this thing, and it's super good. But let's just say the fashion of the boonie style hat isn't really good for you. Well, The buff thing has become all the rage. Buffs are super cool looking. You look pretty tough. You can wrap it all sorts of ways. You can use it to protect your neck. You can protect your ears super great. There's super light ones to ultra heavy and thick ones. I can put my hat on this still and drape it out and protect my neck a la desert style. I mean, there's a lot of ways to go about doing that. Now, it doesn't fit on me great, but there are quite a few ways to use that buff to protect your neck. Now, also, if you it's a little bit chillier, what you can do is you take this buff and you drop it down to completely protect and cover your neck, and then you put your hat on, then that works. Now, in the summer, I can't do this because it's way too hot for me. But for some people who run a little bit chillier, this buff protection, and sometimes I've done this, that works pretty well. And I've actually, my climbing guide on Mount Elbrus, when I summited the tallest mountain in Europe, he used 2 buffs and his hat as well. I mean, he was literally like this, and he had another buff on his head, and he had his sunglasses on, and phew, I mean, you literally couldn't see any skin. And then he also would slather sunscreen on top of that, because boy, those Russians, you might think they're a little crazy or, Russian or whatever, but they like to look good. So just remember that. Another way that you can protect yourself if it's super hot, I've done this where I was in Antarctica, it's minus 40 degrees. I'm broiling. How did I broil in Antarctica? Yeah, check out links below to my book, Antarctic Tears. You'll learn that. But it's super hot. I'm having to strip everything, but I can feel my neck literally sizzling. So what I do is I just literally take my jacket, wrap it around like this to protect my neck while still not overheating my body. It totally works. Another option is to use your shell jacket. Maybe it's not raining, but you're sizzling. I have done the old school kid thing, and you kind of flip it up here, do the Gomer Pyle thing if you know who Gomer Pyle is. Put a comment below. Check that out. I have put my jacket on like this, done the Superman, well, maybe it's blue. Superman's cape's generally red. But I've caped myself up like this, keeps the sun completely off. I can combine this with my ball cap, and now I am fully protected on the back from the sun. It makes a huge difference. Now also, if it's a little bit chillier and you need some extra protection, any number of type of balaclavas, including the Cold Avenger. Woohoo, yeah, this is great. I mean, it keeps the sun off, and you combine this with my ski goggles. There is no sun, minus the gaper gap here. You gotta watch out, that's easy to get burned there. So you gotta kind of seal that bad boy up. And now there's literally no sun that's gonna hit me if I seal things up correctly. So this is the ultimate protection, but obviously I'm getting super hot. That's pretty crazy. So those are some of the options for you to protect yourself from the sun. And now the story that you've been waiting for. One of my climbing buddies out of Australia, when we were climbing up on Denali, I ended up having to turn around because I ran out of food, supplies, weather was bad, the usual drama. But him and his team had an extra cache of food, so they were able to make it. He summited, they didn't, they lost fingers. But what happened to my climbing buddy is he got to the top of the mountain. He had his goggles on, but he developed, even with his goggles, he developed snow blindness. See, it's not just sizzling your skin, but actually protecting your eyeballs. See, I've got a little bit of damage here from UV. He literally went blind with goggles on. They were not enough protection on the top of Denali. He said, my Jobo goggles are way darker than standard ski goggles. So think about that. Regular ski goggles are not dark enough for glacier travel. He said he should have, and I had this, put his glasses on and then his goggles. And even though it's kind of awkward and it smashes your face, it would have protected his eyeballs from snow blindness. So if you've ever heard of that, that is a condition where the UV damages your retina to the point where you go blind. He had to, eventually somebody was nice enough to save him and walk him down the mountain. So it's not just your skin, but your eyeballs can get snow blindness. That is a major consideration. Hopefully these pointers have been helpful to you to give you an idea of how to handle and stay safe from the sun and the outdoors. My name is Aaron Linsdau. I'm a polar explorer and professional adventurer, bringing these videos to you so you can enjoy your four-season adventures, climbing, hiking, backpacking, camping, spelunking, mountaineering, or whatever you do. Please check out links below to my books, Antarctic Tears in the description, Adventure Expedition 1, Lost at Windy Corner, How to Keep Your Feet Warm in the Cold, the Jackson Hole Hiking Guide, the most crucial knots to know. Check that out, that's in the book there, as well as my shows, Antarctic Tears and World Beyond. Please smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, smash the notification button, and then hopefully after all that smashing, your phone has survived. And check me out and leave comments and let me know other ideas for videos that I can bring information to you so you can enjoy your experience in the outdoors and have a good time while still coming home dirty and smelly. Thank you very much for watching.